Okay, so here's a better version of my camp stove. As you can see, I'm a huge fan of Snapple. And this one, I don't have to keep feeding it sticks and leaves. It's actually burning on its own, a sustained flame. And I only had to use 1 can instead of the 2. And instead of using cotton balls, I just used a rag, a throwaway rag, like you see the Kleenex or the heavy-duty paper towels. And that's what sustained the flame. This was my original setup. It had some holes, and I used 2 different cans, and as you can see, it's buffed. But I had to keep throwing things in, as you see, and a lot of the menthol was leaking, so I had to throw some salt to extinguish the flame. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is sustained. And I'll be showing the step-by-step of how I did this one. This one is not as clean. As you can see, the outer jar is bigger than the inner jar, but I used the same can, so I can't complain. And it's been going for about 20 minutes now, and it's looking good. And this here is some tea that I'm making. As you can see, it's boiling a bit, and the tea bag's actually steaming. So, yes, after 3 hours of playing with this, I finally found something that works in my house. So I'm gonna let this cook and see how long this flame lasts. And all I used was, sorry, I have this with one hand, just a full ejector of 50% isopropanol alcohol that you get at your drugstore, like CVS or Walgreens. And I have a sustained cooker. So I guess at first I was kind of skeptical because I used one design that I saw online, and I had to keep putting stuff in it. So it didn't make sense to actually make this, because I could have just started a small fire myself. But this here makes sense because I don't have to keep putting crap in it. And the flame, as you can see, is not only visible, but is not even burning the paper. As you can see, the paper is not even being touched by the flame yet. So we still have a bits to go. And the flame is not only visible, so the flame was even better than this one here, which I kept putting stuff in because it kept going out and having to keep rematching. But this flame is actually getting bigger. I'm gonna watch it just in case with my fire extinguisher. Oh, and the outer can, I just used the scrap that I used to cut this out as a stand for my Snapple. So yeah, and it's actually working pretty well as a stand, so I'm quite proud of this. I may have to tone down that flame now after it's getting a lot larger than it was initially, but all in all, this is really good. I am pleasantly surprised. It looks even better than the YouTube video I saw of this, and now you can see it's really going the steam. So yeah, I could roast a hot dog. This is amazing. But yeah, I may want to tone it down, so I gotta stop this. As you can see, I've uncovered it, and this is what it actually looks like uncovered. The wind's kind of blowing, so it's not as strong as it was in the can because it's not conserved, but it's still a pretty good flame. And this here is my little thing. In order to control, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna see how that goes. Okay, I put the cover back on, but I've closed it a bit, and as you can see, the flame is still going strong, and this is like 25 minutes in, and is not as out of control. So I'm gonna put the tea back on. So we're gonna see how long we can keep this going. Yeah, it's still getting out of control, but not as bad. And we're gonna see how long we can do this, okay? Keep you posted.